What up, crypto lovers and enthusiasts? Happy day today. Today, Bitcoin breached its all-time high. So we set a record for a new all-time high, but then we got rejected. So we're going to take a look at that whole situation. We're going to take a look at what could possibly happen in the short term. All right, it's inevitable we're going to break the all-time highs. It's just we can speculate to see on when. All right, and we're also going to take a look at the altcoins. We're going to skim through them as well. We're going to take a look at the overall markets to see if we are in still a bullish position. See what the other markets have to say regarding that. Okay, and so without further ado, let's do this. So today, Bitcoin, this morning, I was actually watching it. I was watching it and excited, like here, seeing if it would do it. It's just that it's historic, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, once we break past through this, we are in price discovery. And do you think that we're not going to do it? I mean, okay, here you know, wherever this was, I think we just kind of went right through these zones pretty easily, right? And then 60,000 as well. We just kind of ripped through it. So normally it does take some time on big levels. Okay, it takes a few tries normally. Okay, previous history was just showed that we just ripped through it short term, but this time we did get a rejection, and that's not abnormal. Okay, that's not abnormal. Either way, we're still 200 days ahead of schedule, guys, but it just barely wicked over. I got it at 69,270. That's what it showed to me. I saw it more or less right around there. So 230, something like that, 240. And then after it wicked over, boom, it just dropped. Now, is that abnormal? Not at all. We're gonna go over one what happened in 2020, where basically some guy on Twitter was like, yeah, for a couple of weeks we did the same thing, and then we came back down for a couple of weeks before eventually breaking on through. Okay, so nothing to worry about. This rejection, we're gonna take a look at the reasons why. Okay, why we could have possibly been rejected. Bitcoin broke new all-time highs, waking to 69,270, but then got rejected from that level all the way down to less than 64,000 to 63,300, more or less. The sell-off has triggered over 670 million in crypto market liquidations. Well, there you go. Market makers doing what they do because they have to. They got to clear that board, including 388 million in longs and 286 million in shorts. There were a lot of people long, so they were like, "No, we got to grab that. Give me that." Boom. According to CoinGlass, 198,577 traders have been liquidated within the past 24 hours. The largest single liquidation was on a BTC USDT trade on Binance for $8.23 million. Guys having a rough day. About 210 million of liquidations impacted Bitcoin trades, while another 110 million affected ETH trades. Roughly 66 million was liquidated on trades for meme coins like Doge and SHIB. Shortly after markets opened on Tuesday, BTC claimed a new all-time high above 69,200. The highly anticipated event broke a historical Bitcoin pattern in which the coin only broke new highs after a bear market several months after its periodic halving event, which doesn't occur until next month. And we are actually over 200 days ahead of schedule right now compared to like the previous cycles. Okay, so just something to just keep in mind as well. So what could happen? And as I mentioned, Mikey the Bull crypto on Twitter pointed out that in 2020 BTC tracked sideways below new all-time highs for 2 weeks before finally seeing upside continuation. Bitcoin is on a critical decision point right now. In 2020, it wicked through to break an all-time high and retraced back into the box for 2 weeks before closing above the previous all-time high. Could history repeat itself? Well, they say history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. So something. I mean, maybe just a few days. Maybe today. I mean, later today. Boom. Or maybe, you know, overnight. Boom. In the Asian markets, we don't know. Or it could just be tomorrow. I mean, there's still a lot of demand, guys. There's a lot of demand. There's a lot of demand, and there's gonna be even crazy. This is the crazy part. There's gonna be even more demand once it breaks and has bodies over 69,000 and into the 70s. Okay, because we're right there, and after we break that and we do have some bodies over, then we are in price discovery, boys and girls. Price discovery, 200 days ahead of schedule. Now the question on everyone's mind is, do we eventually fall back, right, and kind of just go sideways, chop sideways somewhere at some levels, you know, and that would bring us up to speed to the previous slow us down to the previous cycles, and then go from there? Or is it going to continue, and are we going to really have a blow off top sometime in 2024? Hey, you got to be ready for all situations. I still maintain it's best to be positioned before the Bitcoin halving, and maybe a little bit after Bitcoin halving, but still probably best before the Bitcoin halving. And you know, if you're lucky, maybe before the Bitcoin halving. Then if you're lucky after the Bitcoin halving, then you know, maybe there's a retrace. But I mean, depends on how high we are, you know, for that retrace, what it is. I maintain that this year we're going to see 80 and 100, and maybe that's conservative, and next year 200,000. But maybe, you know, this is the blow off top year, so we gotta be flexible. We gotta be like water, said Bruce Lee, and I totally agree. So we gotta be flexible, and just be ready, positioned as best we can, and be able to react, positioned for anything. There you can see the nice little wick there, just above it, and the rejection, but that's really not anything new, as we were mentioned. All right, so that's that. I think we're just gonna play by ear, see what's going on right now. Bitcoin is 65,299. That's a good little wick that we see right here. For right now, you know, my guess would be a couple more tries before we break through, or maybe, like I said, maybe later tonight, Asia, or tomorrow we break on through and then we start playing up here. We'll see what happens. It'd be good to see stay above this, because once we get over it, we already did, but once we have bodies over it and stay above it and make sure it's an area of support, we are gonna go up, guys. We are gonna go up, and let's make sure that the rest of the markets are okay, because DXY, we got to keep an eye on DXY. DXY looks like it's going down this channel. Really looks like a head and shoulders, you know. So let's see what happens if we do find our way down to this area first and complete the head and shoulders. Dow Jones still looks bullish. I mean, we're having a red day, but it doesn't look like it's turning over. It still looks like it's moving up. NASDAQ, same. I was reading somewhere that and then S&P 500. I was reading somewhere that they said that the Bitcoin has decoupled or whatever, decorrelated, right? From these markets, but I don't see that. Looks pretty much the same. They're all pretty much at all-time highs or damn close, right? So I mean, I don't know what that guy was talking about. There's still correlation. There's still a positive correlation between them, as far as I can see. All right, U.S. government bond yields. Remember, we want this to look just like that 2-year and the 10-year. Very nice, perfect. So yeah, the rest of the markets look pretty good, guys. BTC dominance. Where are we here? After that rejection, we dropped. Do we play around here for a little bit? Make sure this area of support before going back up. Maybe we'll see. Either way, I'm focused on total 3, and I do want BTC to keep going up. But total 3 is also what I want to keep going up, and so far it has. It looks good, guys. All right, now let's take a look at opportunities, because that's what we want, right? If you still have some capital, you should probably consider finding good projects. Synverse looks strong today. Green day for Synverse. It was at 0.013. I just needed to get up here a little more, but close. So far rejection, but we're staying right here, fighting it. And this looks good to me, because eventually we're gonna break through this. You know, especially if we stay here. If we can stay here and not lose this here, not try to go down to a penny, then that bodes well. And eventually we're gonna break through this area of resistance for Synverse. Trias, I think. Trias, and this little structure right here, right? It's kind of opening up like a mouth, right? Got up here, fake out, came back down, didn't really touch it, but so far we're getting a little wick, so that's good. It's good to see. Good area to buy. And I actually thought about buying some, preparing for this video, looking at this. I'm like, Trias. Still have a little bit of cash left over from the Delicium thing, and well, I could put a little bit more in Trias. Why not? Looks like a winner. Let's see what else is going on here really quick. Rio, 82 cents. Yes. Are we gonna come back down here and test this around here? Let's see. That would be at around like 68 cents. Oh man, that would be a good buy. That would be a good buy at 68 cents. I might add to my position if I still have capital at 68 cents, because that's below my price for the short term back here. Let's see. Land share. Man, sure looks strong, guys. This is interesting. This what it's creating, this little pattern. Once we break through here, this whole area right here, $2.17. We're gonna start moving up really hard. Things are looking good, guys. Tectum also. Look at this, just coiling right here in this little triangle. Boom, and the lower part of the triangle. Although there's not much difference now between the lower part and the upper part, because it's like at the final point of it. So I mean, it's gonna make a move eventually, soon. I would say, and my bias would be towards the upside. STBU also having a green day just above my short term, or my short term hodl bag price. Right, it's at 0.061. Right now it's at 0.064. This one, this is Stobox, by the way. Stobox. I don't know if I said Tectum, but Stobox. The previous one was Tectum, and Stobox. Interesting thing that they are going to tokenize a project in Qatar for like a fish farm. Over $200 million project right there. So good for them. I put that on my Twitter. This project is solid. I like the direction they're going now. The CEO is being more active on Twitter. He's doing videos that look really nice. And that's where I saw them talking about the fish farm. So super cool. You should definitely give them a follow if you're looking for a project, man. That's right now undervalued compared to the rest of the market, guys. This is the one after this drop, and that it's still down here. Eventually, it's gonna come back up, and I have a pretty good track record, because Veracity, I said the same thing right here. And then look what happened. Boom, boom, boom. We are seeing a good retrace for Veracity. So, I mean, this is cool. This could be opportunity if you want to catch this move up, which I think it's going to eventually continue to do. Look at that big wick right here for now. But interesting. Maybe it stays like that for a couple of days, or maybe it starts turning around. But not a bad area right here to pick up 0.011. And a few short weeks ago, you could have bought it down here. All right, so hey. What do we got for time right there? Creo. Similar to Tectum, where it's in this triangle, and eventually it's just gonna get tighter and tighter, and then boom, up or down. Probably up, in my opinion. Watts pay. Are we making a little? What are we making here? A little triangle here. We'll see what happens. See what happens here. But this is good. We got out of this area. We're here, and we're trying to keep this zone. I think for now. We probably could. We'll see if this is a fake out or not. Above 0.0359 would be ideal. KGI seems like it's gonna be down here, and maybe this is the area where it does consolidate. Delicium, all right, at around to 20 cents. 20 cents. What else did I want to take a look at? AVAX sideways. UBXS. On this line, hugging this line, touching this line. So that's something to be looking at of interest. Uno Reed looking like it might want to get out of here. Let's see what happens. Although we're having a red day, but that's cool. We are off the lows. We are above this line right here of resistance, 0.038. Hopefully we can keep it, and hopefully we're going to get on to 0.07. Good project. Should get some more love. Credify. I think this chart looks bullish. I think this chart looks very bullish. Prop base also, although we're having a drop from here. Let's see if we can keep this level. See if we can hold on to at least 0.038. Rensus Metaverse, thought it would get down here. It does. It will be interesting to see what happens here. This is really risky, by the way. Not recommending anybody to do it, but I mean, this is what I bought. So I'm letting you guys know what's going on, how I sees it. Soonverse, interesting area. I wonder if it drops down here to 0.011. Let's see, it's at 0.013. If it does drop down here, I'm gonna have I have a little bit more capital. I'm gonna put some in Trias and some in Soonverse. GHX. Ooh, I wonder if we're gonna lose this and come down a little bit. We'll see. 0.066. Interesting. All right, guys, we're gonna keep it there. Bitcoin's looking cool, all-time highs, right? I mean, not bad. The rejection, yeah, but it's normal. It's normal. No one should be panicking or freaking out or thinking we're gonna drop down a lot. That doesn't. The charts don't show that. The charts look very bullish. So again, if it's red, there's a lot. We just went through a bunch of tokens that are in pretty good buy zones. To be honest with you, you're having red days, and that's what you're looking for. Okay, even though Bitcoin broke its record today, we're not yet in price discovery, but we will be sooner or later, and probably sooner rather than later. All right, let's leave it there, guys. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel, and that really helps. All that stuff really helps. So please. Other than that, thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.